Yes.
So I want to direct your attention to Exhibit 8. You recognize that email exchange?
Yes.
And counsel on cross-examination characterized that as a directive. Do you recall that line of questioning?
Yes.
What was your impression when you received the email?
That Maggie was letting me know that there may be a concern if I was having items shipped to my house.
Was there a policy that you became aware of, or was the directive this email and this email alone?
No.
So there was no policy?
No policy, I'm sorry, yeah.
And after this email, do you recall how many items you had shipped to your home?
8.
Do you recall occasions when your family viewed movies with you?
For the library?
Yep.
I don't recall specific occasions, no.
Do you recall situations where they would pick up books that were purchased for the library and read them?
No.
Did your family ever use any of the puzzles?
No.
As a point of fact, how are the puzzles accounted for at the library?
They are not cataloged. They're available to patrons to use in the library, and then we have also used them in puzzle contests.
Were you ever asked to assist Ms. Gilbert Nelson in locating the missing materials?
No.
When you returned to the library, where were they found?
They were found in the places that I said they would be found, which was my office and in the storage area.
Where in your office were materials?
So if you walk in, there's a lot of shelving in my office, and there's some shelving in the left-hand corner. It's visible, but there's also many books in my office that have been collected by me or were deleted from the collection long ago that were in storage, and I just moved them to my office because they're cool and good to talk about with people.
Where else were materials found?
Besides storage in my office, and on the shelves of the library, and then the items that were at my house.
Did it cross your mind that you had have a witness when you went back to the library and uncovered those materials?
I talked to the board about it, and they were, I think, a little cautious about doing that because they didn't want to have it perceived that that they would be on my side or.
Objection, hearsay.
Oh.
Sustained.
So I did reach out to the library board, and at the time they were unsure of who should.
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained as well.
So you didn't find a personal need to have a witness with you when you returned to the library?
You know, no one was stepping up to do that, and I knew where the items were, and I was so happy to be back in the library and get those items and get them cataloged to clear my name.
So you have a hard copy of Exhibit 10 in front of you.
Also, I gave an extra copy.
Yeah, I think so. Reference the one.
Oh, sure.
So you recognize this to be a list compiled by the investigator in this matter?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You would agree that it spans from December 18th of 2019 through December 13th of 2024.
Right,
So that's a period of 5 years.
right.
And a total of just under $5,000 in materials were shipped to your home.
Right.
So, do you recall, during the 5-year period that this was covered, the total amount of materials that you would have purchased for the library?
Approximately. You mean how many materials I would purchase for the library over a course of 5 years?
Correct.
In monetary?
Yep.
So, the library has about a $40,000, budget line for purchases for circulating items. Some of them are physical, some of them are electronic.
And that 40,000 is annual?
Correct.
And I want to be clear that in Exhibit 10, there was some suggestion, and if I misunderstood, Council, I apologize, that there was $5,000 worth of missing items.
Well, no, because some of them were in the library, right? Or maybe, yeah, maybe it was stated that the ones that were not cataloged equaled that $5,000 number. If I'm understanding your
So,
question.
do you see the catalog date on Exhibit 10?
Yes, well, no, there's a it says catalog date, but it doesn't actually list the date.
Okay, but it does indicate whether or not they were found or not found.
Right,
So the value of the materials that have nothing next to them would be in the catalog, correct?
right.
And as you sit here today, how many of those items not found are missing from the catalog?
One.
So during your time as director, are there materials shipped to the library that are cataloged?
Yes.
And why is that?
That's, the basic place that we ship our items so that we can get them cataloged and put on shelves. And that's from more of our book distributors that are sending like a box of items rather than a single item.
So can you explain to the council your experience in cataloging?
Well, I guess when I started at the library, there was a person that was already cataloging the items. The director that was, the former director, was not the cataloger. There was somebody else cataloging, and that's pretty typical, because the director normally has different duties than cataloging. However, I like to understand everything that, we do at the library, and there may be a time where I'd have to step in and catalog, although there hasn't been. I've been lucky enough to been able to always have a cataloger. So I understand the software and how to do it, but it's not my job that I don't do it. I haven't had to do it.
Did you try to be as truthful as you could, not knowing what you were talking with Ms. Gilbert Nelson about?
Yeah, yes,
You intentionally deceived her?
no,
So you were asked about why the Muppet Christmas was rented or streamed as opposed to viewing the DVD.
right.
Can you explain why that occurred to the council?
I think think that that was the case of, either, there's two different things that could have happened. I think that it was, the case of a snowstorm. For one thing, we rescheduled, but also oftentimes when we're showing a film at the library, we try to make sure that our copy is there, but sometimes it gets checked out by accident. And so we will scramble to find either another film to show or another way to show it, So if it's available to stream, we can say, yep, we're still showing that film, here it is. It makes no difference to the audience whether they're seeing it on DVD or streaming.
And there were 5 videos or movies that were streamed at times when the library was closed.
Yeah. And,
Have you seen Wizards on Sunday?
Yes.
Ivory Towers,
Yes.
O Brother Who Art Thou,
Yes.
I Hope the Stars,
Yes.
and Reality Bites.
Yes.
And why did you do that?
In order to decide whether or not either to purchase or to show them to library patrons as part of a series of films.
So how have you used the AirPods in connection with your position?
With my position, mainly for Zoom calls.
Did you ever take them home?
No, they've been in my desk pretty much since day one.
So let's talk about Amazon Password. When were you contacted to provide the Amazon password?
I don't know the exact date, but it was the date that I was eventually that day put on leave
Okay.
at the end of February. I was home, I was working late at the library. If I work late at the library, I'll go in at 10 or 11 and then be done at 7 or 8. So my phone rang and the city manager called and asked for the Amazon password and my office computer password. And I asked why, what it was regarding, and there wasn't any explanation given. And then I said, well, I don't have them memorized, but I'm gonna be at the library in about an hour. Is it okay if I give you those passwords when I get there? And I don't recall exactly what was said, but I know my memory is that, that was not the most satisfactory answer that the city manager wasn't happy with that answer. We hung up, and then should I go on?
Yes.
So then I called my board chair, Melanie Foll, and I said that I just got this call and I don't know what's going on, but the city manager would like the Amazon password and the computer password. I'm at home right now, but I'm thinking maybe I should go in and get those passwords like early, like throw some clothes on and get out the door. And she said, yeah, and I think you should do that, and I'm gonna go down there and I'll meet you there. So Melanie and I met at the library, got the passwords, called City Hall. I think I left a message saying we were there, and either the city manager called back or somehow we received the message that she was gonna come over and collect the passwords. And so Melanie and I waited for about an hour, and she never came. So then Melanie went home and just said, call me, whenever she gets here. I can be here in 2 minutes. We're in Morris. And so then it was another hour, and Maggie and the city manager came down, and I had Meredith or whoever call Melanie. Melanie got there, and yeah, I gave them the passwords, and then I was given you need to be on leave. Here's a thing to sign.
So what
You
do
got to
mean-
get out of here.
What do you mean you gave them the passwords?
Like, I had them written on a piece of paper, I believe,
And why did you have them written on a piece of paper?
because I thought that that's what I was supposed to do.
Did you have them written on a piece of paper prior to, or did you?
Yeah, like, I have an area where I have passwords written, and they're sort of like underneath something, so nobody can, we're changing passwords all the time. So I try to, keep a list of passwords, and I just wrote them on a different piece of paper so I could hand them off.
So when you got the call, you weren't able to get the passwords?
No, because I didn't have them memorized and I wasn't at work.
So you heard all the questions about, understand that public funds come from taxpayers and you can't use it for your personal.
Right.
So have you ever used your position as the Morris librarian for your personal life?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have any additional questions.
Ms. Hanson, would you like to recross?
Just a couple. So ma'am, I'm looking at your exhibit 7, I'm sorry, exhibit L, not 7, I misspoke. Is this document, ma'am? that
Oh,
your council has
okay.
out? Okay.
Yep. I don't have it right here though.
Does the council have it or not?
No, it wasn't offered.
Okay, are you offering exhibit L or not?
Do you have a problem?
We already have an Exhibit L, so I just want to be clear. I think we have this as Exhibit L from last time, so it might need a different,
L1?
sure.
Yeah, you get my phone then.
I have all the copies. It just wasn't entered, so I didn't distribute
I
them yet.
don't believe that there's an objection to it.
No objection to L1.
Okay.
You'll receive the L1 then?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So, the first column, ma'am, the second column, and then the third column, and you say equals 66. What are those 66?
Oh, I guess I counted what I thought was the 66 items in question. But maybe it was 67, but that's the number that I was able to take from Callie's report.
Okay, and then at the bottom right of that page, you say items in, you created this document, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bottom right, items in catalog that attorney missed or misspelled in March/7 items, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So these
Yes.
7 items you found in the catalog that she did not locate in the catalog, correct?
Yes.
And so if we look at exhibit 10, pages 8 and 9, these are the items that were shipped to your home that the investigator identified as not found in the catalog, correct?
Yes.
And of those items, you found 7, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The total value of these items that were shipped to your home that she did not find in the catalog was $1,376.88, correct?
Okay, yes.
But you found 7 of those, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other document that your counsel handed out is Exhibit M. Counsel, is this in the record?
I would offer to.
No objection.
Okay. I don't have any.
We'll pass it out. Mr. Mayor, are you receiving Exhibit M?
Yes. I'll allow. Thank you.
So, ma'am, I'm looking at Exhibit M. This is an email dated March 27, 2025, correct?
Yep. Yes,
And, in this email, you note that there are 18 items that are in your home, correct?
correct.
And so the items that are listed are the items, the 18 items that you found in your home, correct?
Correct.
Either in your special library basket, in your entryway, or throughout your home, correct?
Correct.
And if we cross-reference Exhibit M versus Exhibit 10, page 8, we know that Los Angeles Plays itself was ordered on July 17, 2020, correct?
Well, now this packet I have doesn't have page numbers, but I would believe that that's probably true.
Okay, so if you could, I'll, yeah, sorry about that. I'm looking at these two pages, so.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So ma'am, if you look at the page on your left, again, for the council, it's page 8.
Mm-hmm.
The third document, or the third item from the top is Los Angeles Plays itself, correct?
Correct.
And that was ordered on July 17, 2020, correct?
Right.
And we also see that on Exhibit M, correct?
Yes.
And then the next item on that same list in Exhibit 10 is Women Art Revolution, correct?
Yes.
And that's also on Exhibit M,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
And that was also ordered on July 17, 2020, right?
Right.
And then going down about 10, we see Was She Pretty, right?
Yes.
And that was ordered on December 18, 2020, right?
Yes.
That's also on Exhibit M, correct?
Yes.
Same thing, December 18, 2020, The Monkey's Paw and Other Tales of Mystery and the Macabre, right?
Yes.
And that's also on Exhibit M, ordered on December 18, 2020, right?
Yes.
And we could go through this listing if we wanted to and identify the specific date that these items were ordered, right?
Yes.
So for those 1, 2, 3, 4 items that were ordered, they were in your home 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, until at least March of 2025, correct?
Yes.
That's almost, if not more than 5 years that these items sat in your residence, unavailable for use by patrons and residents of the city, despite the fact that public funds were used to purchase those items, correct?
Correct.
And if we go on to the next year, 2021, we see Parasite 2, correct?
Yes.
Ordered in 2021. We see Parasite ordered in 2021, right?
Yes.
Again, sat in your residence through the remainder of 21, 22, 23, 24, up through March of 2025, sitting in your residence, not available for the public, right?
Correct.
And we go on to 2022. We see Sweetie, also on Exhibit M, right?
Yes.
And we see Bottle Rocket, also on Exhibit M, ordered in 2022, correct?
Correct.
In your residence, 2022, 23, 24, up through 25, not available for the patrons, right?
Correct.
Not available for the public who pay taxes to support the library, right?
Right.
Instead, in your residence, year after year after year after year, right?
Right.
You were asked questions, ma'am, on redirect regarding the AirPods. And you said, quote, "The AirPods were in my desk pretty much since day one." Do you recall that, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
just now?
Yeah,
Yes,
just now. But
yes.
the AirPods were shipped to your home, right? They weren't
Right.
shipped to the library, right?
Right.
So they were at your home, right?
correct, and I may have brought them to the library day one, so that would not be a false statement.
How many patrons have you worked with these AirPods, showing them how to connect the AirPods to a device, but yet not using them?
Yeah, several.
Several?
Yeah.
How many?
I don't know. I work with over 100, there's over 100 people in the library every day. So I would say, several, a dozen, something like that.
Do you caution them, don't put them in your ears, because I've been using them?
No, I'm showing them. They don't grab them away from me.
So you were asking questions, ma'am, regarding your interview and the fact that your counsel was not given an opportunity to ask you questions. Do you recall that?
Yes.
The end of your interview, if you want to look at page 60 and 61 of tab F, as in Frank. Let me know when you're there.
I am.
Okay. So at the top of page 60, Ms. Nelson asked you, any other questions or pieces of information you'd like to share, right?
Right.
And you answered, well, I don't think I have anything to share at this time, right?
I'm looking for that exact quote, but
So it's
I'm sure
about
it's here
quarter of the-
somewhere.
Quarter of the way down on page 60 of 61, here's the top, ma'am, it's on page 60.
Oh, I'm sorry, 60,
No, it's
okay.
fine.
Oh, there isn't a page 60.
You have a copy from council there, you could turn that to page 60. See that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So near the top, ma'am, it's about, a quarter of the way down. Do you see any other questions or pieces of information you'd like to share? Do you see that question?
On page 60.
On page 60 of 61, near the top, about a quarter of the way down.
Yes, now, I see
Okay,
it.
okay. And then your answer was, well, I don't think I have anything to share at this time, right?
Yes,
Okay. Your counsel didn't say at that point, I have some clarifying questions, right?
right.
And you were also asked over on page 61, or you were told that you needed to look at your notes, right? You told the investigator, I better look at my notes, right? You said, I guess before we conclude, I better look at my notes, right?
Can you show me where that is, or can you help me find
Page
that?
61 in the middle,
Uh-huh.
you see that?
I better look at my notes. Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so you had notes with you in the interview, right?
I would assume I was taking notes. Well, it's hard to say. It was a very long and intense interview. So looking back now, I don't recall bringing notes with me because I wouldn't have known what notes to bring. So
Well, you
perhaps I was taking notes.
Okay. And you did tell the investigator, I better look at my notes, right?
Right.
Okay, and she then said to you, and if there's any parts of your notes you want to share with me, obviously you can decide whether you want to do it, right?
Yep.
Okay. There's nowhere in this interview where the investigator indicates your counsel can't ask follow-up questions, correct?
I don't think there's anything in the interview that says that.
There's
No.
nowhere in the interview where the investigator told your counsel that he couldn't ask follow-up questions to elicit additional information, correct?
Correct.
So just to clarify something that was asked on here that reflects items shipped to your residence dating back to December 18, 2019, correct?
Yes.
And then if we go to the next two pages, we see the total of $1,376.88, correct?
On page 9 of Exhibit 10, yes.
And those are the items that the investigator did not find in the catalog totaling that amount, correct?
Right,
And you found 7 of those 67 items, correct?
right.
Okay. I have nothing further, Mayor.
Mr. Anderson?
Just briefly, since you're on page 8, of those items listed on page 8 and 9 of Exhibit 10, how many are unidentified?
Is this also Exhibit 10? I'm getting a little, yeah, just because this Exhibit 10 doesn't have those
You should have a
pages.
separate Exhibit 10.
Okay.
That is these two pages.
Okay. Oh, here it is, yeah, sorry. And what page, Justin?
8 and 9.
And of course, these are numbered, so tell me again, because they don't have numbers, it's just
Oh.
Exhibit 10.
May I approach?
Yes, you may.
How many of those items are not in the current library catalog?
Well, they all, well, most of them are in the catalog except the items like puzzles and record albums that are not cataloged, that are just in the library for patron use.
So you were asked questions about your notes.
Yeah.
Did you have an understanding of what the interview is going to entail?
No,
And you received questions about certain materials being at your home for a substantial period of time.
yes.
Can you explain to the council an explanation?
I think it's just that I am so busy that some things would fall to the wayside and I wouldn't even be concerned about it because I was having so many items processed into the library. It just wasn't something I was worried about and didn't track the time on those really very few items that were sitting there and not cataloged yet.
Thank you. No more questions, Mr. Mayor.
Ms. Hanson?
Nothing further.
Members of the council, would you have any questions for the witness? Hearing no questions. Do you have any further witnesses, I guess at this point, that you would like to call?
I do not.
Ms. Hanson?
Yes,
Okay.
the city has some rebuttal witnesses.
I didn't hear you, I'm
The
sorry.
city has some rebuttal witnesses.
So yes, this is what, I think this would be the portion of the proceeding where, Mr. Anderson, you're rested?
Yep.
Okay, so I think the witness can step down, and respondent can present rebuttal. At this time, Mr. Mayor, if you're ready for that.
If you would, yeah, as soon as she steps down, and we allow her a chance to.
Do we need some of the, are we gonna leave all the extra handouts up there? Okay.
So who does the rebuttal then?
That is,
Ms. Hanson.
it's Ms. Hanson's
Okay,
turn.
witnesses.
all right, we will allow.
The city recalls Rebecca Schmidt.
Okay, I shall swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be true?
Yes.
Counsel, you can begin direct examination.
Thank you. Ms. Schrupp, you previously testified on your direct examination relative to the events that led to Ms. Barber's being placed on paid administrative leave on or about February 27, 2025. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And were you present when Ms. Barber testified both on direct examination previously as well as on cross-examination, redirect examination today relative to her version of the events on or about February 27, 2025, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Was Ms. Barber's testimony relative to the events of February 27, 2025 accurate?
No.
Can you explain that, please?
Yeah, so we found that there were some discrepancies, or not discrepancies, but some concerns with some invoices on the 26th. We decided that it was best to get the username and password to look more into the Amazon account charges. So Whitney, Maggie, and myself called
Who's
Ann,
Whitney
the finance director.
and Maggie?
She's the HR accounting specialist.
Okay.
And we called Ann about 9 o'clock in the morning.
And when you say we called, was your phone, were you in your office?
We were in my office, phone was on speaker, and had a conversation to say, hey, we're, can you hand over your username and password for Amazon? Ann told us that she wasn't at work yet and that she'd be in at 10 o'clock. So we told her that to give us a call when she got there at 10. Well, actually, I take that back. We asked if she knew her computer password because she said Amazon was logged up on there. To which she said she didn't know her login information for the computer and that she'd let us know when she made it in at 10. A little before 10 o'clock, she called. Whitney and myself were on the phone call. She said that the computer was up and we could come and take a look. I again asked her for her username and password. She told me that she was waiting for a call back from her attorney to see if she had to hand that over. At that point, I asked her if it was a personal account, to which she said no, but she had personal credit cards on there. I told her that she could delete those and give me the username and password. She again told me she wouldn't until she heard from the attorney, or if we had a letter. I told her that it was property of the city, that she had to hand them over. She said she would do it only if there was a letter from the attorney. And I said that I would look into it and I'd get back to her, and we hung up.
What happened next?
So we, Maggie and I, went over there in the afternoon and presented her with a letter stating that she was on paid administrative leave and that we wanted her keys and the passwords.
Counsel, should I use exhibit letter N just for sequential purposes, or?
I think we're up to N, yes.
Thank you. Show me what's been marked exhibit N.
I'll allow, yeah.
I'm not gonna get out yet. Are you offering this at this time, or?
Yes, I'm gonna first establish some foundation and then I'll offer it. Is this the letter, Ms. Schrupp, that you presented to Ann Barber on or about February 27, placing her on paid administrative leave?
Yes,
Is that your signature on the letter?
it is.
And is that Ms. Barber's signature on the bottom of the document?
Yes, it is.
Did she receive this on or about February 27, 2025?
Yes.
You would offer employer exhibit N.
No objection.
receiving it,
Oh,
Mayor?
well, yes.
Ms. Schrupp, when you went to Ms. Barber's office, describe what happened.
Yeah, so we walked in, she told Maggie and I that the computer was set up. I gave her the letter and stated that we were going to be placing her on leave, unpaid administrative leave, and that we needed her usernames and passwords, and that there would be an employment investigation, as stated in the letter, had her sign it and hand over passwords.
And did Ms. Barber have the passwords written on a piece of paper for you?
She did not. She stated that she wasn't sure since, Amazon was logged in, if the password she had were correct or not. So we waited for, as she logged out and logged back in to make sure the password she was giving us were correct.
And now showing you what's been marked Exhibit O. Can you identify this document, ma'am?
So this is the paper we brought over. Maggie had written computer, Google Chrome, credit card, Amazon, and while we were over there, I had the paper and I wrote down what Ann had given us for passwords.
So the word computer at the top, whose handwriting is that?
That's Maggie's.
And Google Chrome,
That's Maggie's.
credit card,
Maggie's.
Amazon.
Maggie's.
Okay, is any of this your handwriting?
Yes.
What's your handwriting?
So my handwriting says library, and then the numbers, and that was the library's credit card, what they ended with. Ann's dad and her card, those were their credit cards. And then all of the passwords that are written there, that's my handwriting.
You would offer employer Exhibit O.
No objection.
Objections? I'll receive.
Nothing further.
Mr. Anderson?
Just briefly, if I understand your testimony correctly, it was Ann demanding that she speak with her attorney before leaving the records?
She had said, so her first comment was that she needed to hear from her attorney first, if she could hand over the passwords. And then at the end of the conversation, she said that she'd hand them over if she had a letter from our attorney.
Okay, so what did you tell her? And did you just call her up and say, I need these passwords?
I believe so. I don't think that we had said there was some issues, and maybe we did. I can't recall that part of it. I know I asked her for the Amazon username and
And
passwords.
she immediately mentioned something about her attorney.
She did.
And then she.
That was on the second call, I'm sorry, the second call. So we had 2 phone calls that day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what was discussed during the first phone call?
It was asked for the username and password. We found out she wasn't working at the time and that she'd be in at 10.
That was, so the first call was at 9 a.m.
Correct.
The second call was at,
She called back, I think it was 5 to 10.
nothing about an employment investigation or anything of that nature in the telephone call?
No.
And when you met with her in the afternoon, did she mention anything about it?
No, we just brought the letter.
And how did Ann give you the passwords?
She just verbally told us.
That's all. Thank you.
Ms. Hanson?
Nothing further.
Members of the council, any questions for the witness? Hearing none, witness can be excused.
The city calls Maggie Bussey.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be true?
Yes.
Okay, counsel, you can begin.
Ms. Bussey, can you state your first and last name for the
Yeah.
record, please?
Maggie Bussey,
Is it B-U-S-S-I-E?
B-U-S-S-E.
E, okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And what is your current position of employment?
The HR accounting specialist.
And what was your hire date with the city of Juarez?
December 2016, and I've been in this current position since December of 2023.
Okay, in 16, were you in accounting?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Accounting, yep.
Now, if you could look at the notebook, with reference to Exhibit G. This is your email.
Correct, yep.
Okay, so I'm looking at Exhibit G, page 1, your email to Ms. Barber dated October 2, 2023, at the bottom of page 1. Do you see that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. I note in this email, you state, well, go back to page 3. I'm sorry, let's start there. This is the October 2, 2023 email from 3:23 p.m. This is the first email in the thread, right?
Yes. Mhm.
We have to start at the bottom since it's an email thread. So in this email, you stated, we should definitely have all items shipped to the library that are purchased with the library card. Do you see that sentence?
Yes.
And when you stated we should definitely have all items shipped to the library using the library card, why did you use those words, definitely and all?
I wanted to emphasize that it was required. It was a directive and it wasn't a suggestion.
It's been characterized in this proceeding by Ms. Barber's representative that this was a suggestion. Is there anything in the message that you intended to be a suggestion, an idea versus a requirement?
No.
Do you recall the events of February 27, 2025?
Yes.
Okay. Were you present in Rebecca Schrupp's office when she called Ann Barber at 9 a.m.?
Yes.
And was the phone on speakerphone?
It was.
Okay. During that call, did Ms. Schrupp ask Ms. Barber to share the Amazon password?
Yes.
What did Ms. Barber state?
She said she wasn't at the library and she didn't know it off the top of her head.
During that same phone conversation, did Ms. Schrupp ask Ms. Barber for the work computer password?
Yes.
And what did Ms. Barber state?
She did not know that either.
What did Ms. Schrupp then say?
Please call us when you get back to the library.
Okay. Were you present when Ms. Barber subsequently called Ms. Schrupp?
No.
Did Ms. Schrupp then come into your office around 10 a.m. and have a conversation with you?
She did. She shared with me that Ann had called back. She still would not hand over her passwords, but we could go over there and look on the Amazon account to find.
Answers all figures, or answers provided.
Sustained.
Did you accompany Ms. Schrupp to the library?
I did.
Why?
I'm in HR. I should be there and just have two people there.
When you went to the library with Ms. Schrupp, did you present the notice of paid administrative leave, the document that's in the record before you as Exhibit N?
Yes, we did. Becca handed it over, but I was there. Yep.
And does this notice specifically indicate that the city has initiated an investigation into allegations of misconduct against Ms. Barber?
Yes.
Does this notice indicate to her that the city has retained Callie Nelson, an attorney, to conduct this investigation?
Objection
Yeah.
made and the document speaks for itself.
Sustained is, again.
I'll move on. Thank you. When you presented this notice to Ms. Barber with Ms. Schrupp, did Ms. Barber immediately hand over the passwords to you, Ms. Schrupp?
She did not.
Describe what happened.
She sat down at her computer and said that she needed to log out and relog back into her Amazon account, because once she put in her computer password, her Amazon account would just pop up. So she needed to make sure that she was giving us accurate passwords.
Then what happened?
So we waited there. Melanie Full had showed up within a couple minutes, but I think we were there for about 5 to 10 minutes. She did share with us right when we walked in. She said something along the lines of, if you find anything, it wasn't intentional.
Who said that?
Ann did.
Did Ms. Ford say anything in your presence?
No.
Did Ms. Barber hand over passwords to you already written on a piece of paper?
She did not.
There's a document in front of you, labeled Employer Exhibit O. Is your handwriting computer, Google Chrome, credit card, and Amazon? Is that your writing?
Yes.
Did you see Ms. Schrupp write down the passwords and the other information?
Yes.
And what led her to write that information down?
It wasn't written down for us. So it was written down, I know her computer password was on a Post-it up by her desktop. So we did look at that Post-it, but it was either taped or it wasn't for us to take.
There was some testimony, ma'am, relative to the duration of time with which the city has provided the library with a credit card. Do you recall that
Yes.
testimony? Based on your work in finance, what is your knowledge of the duration of time relative to a credit card being used at the library?
After doing some further digging, I mean, this information only dates back to 2019, but after further investigating, the Amazon account was created back in 2016, and they were all library credit card purchases. So I have to believe that that's when the library credit card was established in 2016.
Nothing further.
Mr. Anderson?
So what did you do in preparation for your testimony here today?
Objection, attorney-client privileged.
Sustained.
Are you Ann's supervisor?
I am not.
Were you ever Ann's supervisor?
No.
Do you have the exhibit G in front of you?
Yep.
So, your first email to Ann on October 2nd of 2023 through 23, that was meant to be a directive.
It was. Correct.
Did you discuss your concern with anyone else?
As far as,
Your concern about Ann shipping items to your house?
yes, it was brought to my attention by my supervisor, Becca.
To your knowledge, no policy has been adopted to that end?
No.
And this was intended to be firm and gets the point, correct? So can you turn to the first page? So Ann responded, I don't want to muddy the waters. Can you explain to me if this was a clear directive, why you wrote, if possible, we should be sending all items to the library?
I guess in purposes of, if possible, would be if the library burned down, if there was a flood at the library, if some catastrophic event happened, then I'm sure we would allow her to ship items to our house.
Do you recall any circumstances or interaction with Ann on February 27, 2025, where she referenced getting her attorney's permission before disclosing anything?
I was not included on that phone call, so no.
And if you could exhibit O.
Mm-hmm.
So, these are the passwords that she provided you, correct?
Correct,
And she was logged into her computer
yes,
when you came.
yes.
And what is, okay, it says Amazon Ann's library email. What does that mean?
Ann's library email, like her A Barber at Morris Public.
That was the username for Amazon?
That was the email. It's an email and then a password on an Amazon account.
And so the writing below Amazon where it says possibly librarian, books, MPL, what, is that the password?
Yes, I believe it was possibly librarian, and then I believe the books MPL, once we got access to her Amazon account, that's what we had changed it to.
Okay, but the password wasn't, quote, possibly librarian.
No, I believe that's what Ann had told us.
That she thought it was librarian.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Ms. Hanson?
Just a second. So, Ms. Bussey, did Ms. Barber tell you that the Amazon password was possibly, quote, librarian, close quote?
No,
What did
I-
she say?
I believe she said possibly librarian, but librarian was the password.
Okay. She said the words possibly librarian.
I believe so.
Okay. But the password was in fact librarian, not possibly librarian, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then the city changed that to a different password, and that's written below, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing further.
Members of the council, any questions for the witness? Hearing none, witness may be excused. Would either one of you like to call any
Yes,
other
this-
further witnesses?
The city calls Whitney Millard.
I'm sorry?
The city calls Whitney
Okay.
Millard.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's fine.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be true?
I do.
Counsel, you may begin.
Can you state your first and last name for the record, please?
Whitney Millar,
And what is your current position of employment?
Finance Director,
When were you hired?
May of 2021.
And have you been present day one and day two of this hearing?
I have.
Did you hear Ms. Barber's testimony regarding the events of February 27, 2025?
Yes.
Were you present during the approximately 9 AM phone call from Ms. Schrupp to Ms. Barber regarding the Amazon and computer password?
I was.
What did you hear in that phone call?
Becca called Ann to ask for the Amazon and the computer passwords, to which Ann said she couldn't recall them off the top of her head and that she was not scheduled to be into the library until 10 a.m.
Were you present in Ms. Schrupp's office later that morning at approximately 9:55 or 10 a.m. when Ms. Barber called Ms. Schrupp?
I was.
And what did you hear Ms. Barber state during that phone call?
Becca again asked about the passwords, to which Ann stated she needed to contact her attorney first to find out if she should give that information. And then also that before she were to hand it over, she would need to see a statement from our attorney or the city's attorney.
Did Ms. Schrupp explain that this was city property and not personal property?
Yes, she said it was city property, therefore data that she needed to turn over.
Did you accompany Ms. Schrupp and Ms. Bussey to the library that afternoon?
I did not.
Nothing further.
Mr. Anderson?
So the 9 o'clock call, that was just, we need a computer and Amazon passwords.
Correct.
Correct. And then, who initiated the 9:55 call?
I think Becca, or wait, I'm trying to remember now. Ann called Becca back and then saying that she was at the library
Okay.
and that she was discussing the passwords and that before she could turn it over, like I stated before, she needed an attorney.
She wanted to talk to her attorney or needed something from the city attorney?
Both.
She needed both. And you weren't there on when they went to the
I
library?
was not present at the library.
Okay. Thank you.
Nothing further.
Members of the council? Witness may be excused.
Thank you.
The city rests.
Mr. Anderson?
I just have one.
You asked? Okay. So at this point, Joel, are we ready here then?
Yes.
Okay. What date?
Can they, council, would both sides be comfortable presenting written arguments and any proposed findings by September 19th? If you need more time, less time?
That's fine.
Okay.
Are you wanting, I asked Judge Benson once up in Otter Tail if she would prefer a brief or proposed findings, and her response was, I don't care if you number your brief or not, so either or, is that fine?
I don't have a strong preference, I guess, so I'd leave it up to you what you feel you should, submit and letting us, either side, has preferences.
I just written argument,
Okay.
I find proposed.
I would anticipate then that at the second council meeting of September, council will deliberate. I would assume you'd direct our office to prepare some kind of written order on the council's behalf, and that would be reviewed and approved at the first meeting in October.
Okay, so then we are establishing the record as of today then? Is that the,
Excuse me for interrupting. Before we conclude the record, I'm asking if we could please just review the exhibits in evidence. Council and I have discussed this jointly and would just like to review that with the council to ensure that the items that we have are also in the record from the council's perspective.
hello?
So, may I start?
Yes, go ahead.
So from the city's perspective, we have exhibits A through E. E has 13 exhibits. And we have F, G, H, and I.
I have all these in our booklet here.
And then, so do you have JK or not?
Yeah, I have,
Yes, those are
yeah, there you go.
the other parties' exhibits.
L1 and M.
Yeah.
Council, I have L and L1 and M. What are J and K?
So that would be the Viking library system.
Could I get a copy of that? That's J and K. Can I get copies of those too? Okay. So J and K, L, L1, and M.
Yep.
And then we also have N as in Nancy and O as in orange. Correct?
Correct.
We have all those.
Yep.
So if I could just get those 2 copies, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Do you have clean copies you can give them?
Council, you had requested my office to duplicate a notebook which,
Well, I have that here.
was fraught with issues.
I believe I have that here, I believe we're okay.
Okay, sorry about that again, I apologize for the, issues associated with the duplication today. Thank you.
Well, I guess, in closing, I'd like to thank both members of the council. Mr. Anderson?
So I broached it briefly with Ms. Hanson, but, we have a member who wasn't here today. And I think we agree it's not our decision as to how you deliberate, but the member who wasn't here, of course, didn't hear any testimony today. Just wanted to bring that issue to your attention for you to discuss with council.
Certainly, I think we discussed that with council when they meet and deliberate on this on this appeal, and I think the council and that member will make a decision at that time how they're proceeding.
I would just ask if the council could make the audio recording available to that member of the city council. Perhaps that's an option, together with the exhibits that you have, sir. Again, it's not, I recognize that it's not my decision, it's not council's decision, but I'm just
Sure.
suggesting perhaps that's an
I
option.
think everything will be available to all council members.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Mayor, you want to close the record then, but for written arguments due by September 19th?
Yes, so if I understand then that the record, from the date the record is closed, the council has 30 days in which to deliberate and render a decision. Is that correct, Joe?
That's correct.
So that'll be from the date in that second meeting in September, 30 days from there. I just want to make sure I understand that.
Technically 30 days from September 19th.
Okay, September 19th, okay. Then I'm clear on that. I don't have any problem with that at all.
You have to say.
I will close the record then, effective, it'll be effective that date then, September 19th, 2025. Correct. All right, everybody's clear? 30 days from there, render our decision. Again, I would like to thank both members of the council. I think the proceedings went very well. Appreciate your professionalism, and this hearing is adjourned.